Hello and welcome back to Bookmark Chronicles. Today I'm going to talk about my rating system. Literally only one person asked for this, but that was really all I needed, so that's what we're doing today. Many of you know that I do use StoryGraph to track my reading, and one of the reasons that I really like StoryGraph much more than Goodreads, aside from the fact that Goodreads is trash, is because you can do quarter-star ratings. You can also mark books as DNFs instead of being forced to give them a star rating when you didn't actually read it. So I do not rate the books that I DNF, I will just mark them as DNF, both on StoryGraph and on my tracking spreadsheet. The reason that I enjoy the quarter-star rating is because those little 0.25 increments are sometimes just really necessary. If I'm reading something and I enjoy it, it's not a 3, it's better than that, but it's less than a 3.5, 3.25. Essentially, there are ranges. So say we're talking about a potential 3-star read, right? 3 is average. We can all agree on that, yeah? So if I give something 2.75, it was going well. I thought it was gonna be average, but something or a collection of things made it feel like it was a little below average, but not enough to be a 2-star, right? If I'm reading something and I'm enjoying it, it's getting better, it has potential, but it doesn't quite hit that 3.5 mark, I will give it a 3.25. So essentially, a 3.25 is like a high 3, and a 2.75 is like a low 3. At least that's how I think of it. Obviously, rating is subjective. You rate things in a way that makes sense to you. I know that some people prefer to do like a 6-star rating system. I've seen that a few times. I just do 5 stars. Things that I rate 5 or 4.75 stars typically end up on my best books of the year. And so a 5-star is literally enjoyed every moment of it. Nothing irritated me, nothing pissed me off. I just had a good time reading it from beginning to end. Now, if I give something 4.75 stars, then it just means that there was like maybe something, it could be one thing or multiple things that just really irritated me. Like for The Kiss Countdown, I really loved that book. However, it is 4.75. It's not a 5-star because the female main character did a few things that pissed me off. So 4.75 stars, but overall I still had a great time. I still loved reading that book. I thought it was so cute. It had me giggling and kicking my feet. It just wasn't a perfect read. And granted, nothing is really perfect. And again, perfection is subjective, but to me, it was really close to that, minus the miscommunication and doing dumb shit, because that irritates me all the time. So far, there has only been one exception to a book that wasn't a 4.75 or a 5 that I still consider one of my favorite books, and that was Air Flames by Asia Monet. I ended up rating that book 4.5 stars, but it was still an honorable mention on my best of 2023, and I read it twice. I really loved the characters. I really liked a lot of quotes from it. However, miscommunication irks my soul in the way that it just kept preventing the couple from having a conversation that they needed and moving forward. And it was a very specific section of the book where a conversation needed to be had, but neither one of the characters was willing to broach a topic, even though they were both thinking about it. And even upon reread, that section was still preventing it from going into the 4.75 range. And so I rated it 4.5 stars on both reads. Even though it was still an honorable mention, I reread it, will probably reread it again. That is like the only exception that I have to my general rating system. So when it comes to deciding what books are going to be on my worst of the year and or most disappointing, anything that is 2 stars and below will be on my worst books of the year. I've never rated anything lower than I think 1.5. I think that's the lowest rating I've ever given, and off the top of my head, I know that I definitely gave that to The Echo Wife. Other than that, I don't think that anything has gone lower. I don't think I've ever, there's potential that I might have given something just a flat out 1 star, but I've definitely never given anything just like a 0.75 or a 0.5 or anything like that. And typically books that are between 2.75 and 2.25, I will put on my list of most disappointing reads. Because as I said, 3 is average. So once we start to get into below average, then I'm a little disappointed that I finished this book and it wasn't even a 3-star at that point. either I'm feeling like it was a waste of time or I probably should have DNF'd it at some point. So if I'm talking about a book that is most disappointing, it was either rated 2.75, 2.5, or 2.25. If it's 2 and below, it's worst of the year. So I've never actually like taken the time to think about my rating system or explain it to anybody. So if any of that didn't make sense, let me know. If you have questions, let me know how you rate books. Do you like quarter stars? And if you use Goodreads, do you usually like say in your review what your actual rating is? That was something that I used to do before StoryGraph was released, but now that I have StoryGraph, I just give it what it is. But let me know what you think. Otherwise, that's all I have for you today, and I'll see you in the next video.